Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, this is one of my favourite jokes about the public service, but that's all it is. A joke, a myth, a stereotype. We're here today to launch a national campaign to dispel some of these stereotypes and show the people of Australia that public servants aren't the lazy, elitist, politically correct, coffee-swilling bureaucrats with no connection to the real world that many people say they are. I'd like to begin by thanking you for turning up in such great numbers and give you some overview of the campaign to break down public service stereotypes, or the CTBD-PSS, as I'll now refer to it.
Sorry, Oliver, but I just have to raise a few issues at this point. Why is it a man?
Sorry?
Why is the public servant in the joke in the opening slide a man? If we're going to be breaking down stereotypes with the CTBD-PSS, let's not start by assuming we're all men.
Thank you for pointing that out, Millie. I'm sure that you're also aware that this launch is 24 hours away, and we haven't even...
Sorry, just one other thing. I couldn't help but notice that we don't acknowledge in the opening remarks that we're meeting on Ngunnawal land.
Okay, Millie. Maybe the reason we haven't acknowledged the traditional stakeholders' claim on the land we'll be meeting on is that we haven't actually decided where this launch will be held yet.
Morning tea's ready. We're celebrating Jane's permanency.
Thanks, Sue, but we've got a bit of a crisis on here. We might have to miss this one.
Wasn't the location decided by the CTBD-PSS launch steering committee months ago?
Hold on a moment. I have the minutes right here. Okay, here it is. The steering committee for the CTBD-PSS called with the establishment of the CTBD-PSS launch location subcommittee, blah blah blah. And these were the terms of reference. The location was to be competitively priced, reflective of the values of the public service, one that illustrates the connection between public servants and the community, compliant with the relevant OH&S regulations, and somewhere nice with good coffee.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. So what did this subcommittee recommend? And why don't we have their report? Who are these fools?
Actually, it appears that the subcommittee is made up of you and you. Oh, and me. The venue is to be organised and the Minister's office notified by the 5th, which is today.
The Minister is going to move someone into the basement for this.
The Minister is going to move someone to Tuggeranong for this.
It's the Minister's office. Sid Cardigan speaking. Right. Okay. Well, should we... Will do. Thanks, Sue. The Minister is very disappointed, but he's double booked and can't make it. Sue says he'd be very appreciative if one of us could step in.
So they were the exact words? Very appreciative?
That's right.
Well, obviously it's a shame not to have the Minister, but I guess I could step in, if necessary.
Well, that's good then. I'm no speech maker. That's more an EL thing in my book.
Okay, so who best embodies the values of today's public service? I'd think someone dynamic, energetic, goal-oriented, proactive and open to reform, off the top of my head.
Interesting. I'd say it would be someone caring, dedicated, hard-working, client-focused and with a strong connection to community.
What we need is a location that reflects all of these values. I think whoever finds that should do the launch. Okay, lunchtime. Back here in 42 minutes with suggestions? Oh, time flies, doesn't it? Shall we press on?
I've got one. Canberra Croquet Club. Nice setting, view of Parliament.
Croquet, bit elitist, isn't it? Now, if we're looking for a location that really says feel the connection, it's got to be Gorman House Markets. Strong sense of community, good morning tea, nice visuals.
And only open on weekends. And besides, full of hippies. Bit too politically correct. Now, if we want to project a more professional image, what about Green Square in Kingston? Centrally located. Plenty of catering.
Sorry, full of yuppies. If we truly want to emphasise connection with the community, maybe we should take it out into the heartland. Somewhere like Canberra Shops.
Canberra. Where is that?
Well, you know where Tilly's is.
Oh yes, Tilly's.
Well, it's about 20 minutes southwest of there.
Maybe that's a bit far. For the media, I mean. How about Aspen Island, the Carillion? Very scenic. Lots of community events held there.
A bit phallic though, isn't it? Shame about that. Now the Uluru line at the National Museum, there's a nice powerful image. Dynamic, progressive, and it's all about connection to community. And there's a good cafe. I think we have a winner.
Seems reasonable.
So are we agreed?
Of course, it is unfortunate that the big loop sends a message about going around in circles. Why don't we do the launch at the statue of Vera McLeod up at Hughes Shops? A caring, dedicated, hard-working, lifelong public servant with great connections to the community, founded the first public service cake club, invented the security card lanyard, and twice won the public service medal. Sound good? Ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, this is one of my favourite jokes about the public service, but that's all it is. A joke, a myth, a stereotype. We're here today to launch a national campaign